Why do people listen to Touch Your
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Listen, we played clips of Tracy McGrady saying Jaylen Brown was frustrated. We played a clip of Brad Stevens saying he's not frustrated. He hasn't heard that. And Jaylen Brown saying he's not frustrated. And then he said it again and again and again. But yet there seems to be this swirling debate that Jaylen Brown is frustrated, even though both parties say that that's not true. But one final phone call in the matter. Carlos, go ahead.
Yeah, the way I look at it as far as like him being frustrated is I think is the playing style of the team. This is known that Mazzulla is a Tatum coach, and he doesn't really.
Tatum didn't play this year until the very end.
I know. But so this year he had to, give in to JB's playing style, which is attacking the rim and all that. So I think when he says it was my bet, it was the most fun that I had was the playing style. As soon as JT came back, they reverted back to jacking up threes, and I think that's his frustration. And if the foundation of the Celtics is JB and JT, I think his whole mindset is if I'm part of the foundation of the team, why can't we strike a balance as far as like the coaching style? There could be a balance of, taking your threes the way they did this year, but also attacking the basket. And I think that's his frustration. He knows that he needs Tatum to be successful, but I think he also knows that there has to be a balance within the coaching style. And I think that's his frustration with the team. Because if you're the foundation of the team, then I should have some say in the way that we both, the way that we want to run the offense. It was successful this whole year. So, yes, it was more fun for him. You can be successful in winning a championship and being the MVP and all of that and still be unhappy because you know that long-term jacking up threes, which is the way that they won and they had the easy road to...
Okay, they took 42 threes in Game 5 with Tatum on the floor. Okay? Then let's go to Game 6. Let's just do an exercise. Tatum played in Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
They took 41 threes in Game 6.
You said they
Hang on! God damn it, Jonathan!
Just trying to help.
They took 41 threes in Game 6.
Wow. Yep.
In Game 7, without Tatum playing, they took 49 threes. So in Game 7, they took more threes than they did in Games 6 and 5 with Jason Tatum in the lineup.
Okay, but maybe a more useful exercise would be to go back and look at the season averages for the games where Tatum wasn't there, because that's a 2-game snapshot, and also they're playing from behind in Game 7, and they're jacking up threes in an effort to get back into the game.
Wait, but it's just if the playing style goes from Jaylen Brown going to the basket to Jaylen Brown for the team taking a bunch of threes, the easiest exercise to do is go back to the most recent sample size.
Unless they weren't willing to abandon the new Jason Tatum style of play just for that one game in the 7th game of the series.
All right, Jonathan, you may now contribute.
All right, you said 42 threes when Tatum was out there in Game 6 or 42 threes when he wasn't there in Game 7?
No, 49 threes when he wasn't there, 42 when he was there.
Okay, the Celtics per game during the regular season averaged 42 3-point attempts a game.
Okay,
during the season, and the majority of that was without Tatum on the floor.
Now that was the time to come in.
Okay.
I was flowing.
I see.
I was looking at data.
Got it.
It would require
you're doing that more and more, by the way.
Thank you.
Looking at data.
Very
impressive.
It would require all of us, and I think maybe we get together tonight and go through the 4 hours of Twitch streaming that Jaylen Brown has done. Now, I couldn't do it last night because I was locked in on Anaheim and the Golden Knights.
Sure.
And, I stayed up real late.
That's why you're cranky.
Watching the all 12 of that game so that I could...
The all 12?
Yeah, the all 12. And I watched the game live, and then I go back and I watch the all 12.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah.
There is?
Probably.
Okay.
And so I couldn't consume all of the Twitch stream.
Well,
but
it's just bad on you. You should be doing that.
The three of us will do that tonight.
Okay.
How about that he's not frustrated? Why can't we just... So Tracy McGrady says
No,
he's frustrated.
he is. You just have to keep asking questions until you find out why.
So Tracy McGrady says he's frustrated, and then both parties say he's not, and then so he is.
Yeah.
And Tracy McGrady, by the way, gave no evidence. He just said that he heard that he is, and then he gave all the great things Jaylen Brown has done.
Yeah.
Maybe this is an example of sports talk radio in the fans getting a little too ahead of themselves. Maybe we just take it at their word. There's no behavioral evidence of him being frustrated. There's no evidence from the organization based on their actions that anyone's frustrated. The only thing we're going by is that Tracy McGrady said that he was frustrated because he's really good. And that was it. It was a 45 seconds where he just said that he's really good. And he proved himself this year.
Well, this is, to me,
God damn it, Hardy.
Demonstrating nothing more than you don't understand faith. I have faith that Jaylen Brown is frustrated with the team. Now, I can't prove it, I can't prove my love of my family, but I know it's there, Fred, just like I know that frustration is there. And everyone else feels like, more people feel like me than they feel like you. We'll just keep asking the questions until we find it.
That I believe.
That frustration exists just because there's no evidence of it.
Yeah,
and everyone says, no, he's not.
Like, the thing about him is being his best year the day after they lost, like, that's worthy of discussion. That's like a kind of like an interesting thing to say.
I don't
worthy of a day of discussion, but this just seems like we're just searching. Two guys say that nothing happened, and then you just sit around with no evidence that anything happened. And so you just sit around and create hypotheticals. We're not doing this. I'm just like the audiences. You're just creating hypotheticals as to why, in theory, if he were to be, could be frustrated, even though both parties, again, have said they're not. And there's no evidence that they are, other than Tracy McGrady, to my knowledge, saying it, unless someone else has. All right. I apologize, John. I was just...
it's okay. You were flowing.
You can't hang on. God damn it, Jonathan.
You are data-driven now. I'm really appreciative of the effort.
You have to understand how difficult that is for me, so you cannot step into it.
But you also know he wasn't really mad because he said Jonathan.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Oh, it's a good point.
That is true.
It's a good point.
All right. Look, you talk about being petty, and I obviously can be very petty, but I did not reach James Dolan. James Dolan, of course, is the owner of whatever cable company that is. You know it? Cablevision?
Times Warner, maybe? I don't know exactly.
Whatever cable.
He owns the New York Knicks. That's what you need to know.
I don't think he built the company from nothing. I think he
got it from his father.
Yeah, he inherited some company. He owns Madison Square Garden and the Knicks, and Pablo Torre did an interesting investigation it's worth playing a little bit about on how James Dolan controls the crowd at Knick games.
It's funny to get to introduce James Dolan as a character to someone for the first time, potentially.
I know.
But, like, when you say that name, what does come to mind immediately?
I think what comes to mind immediately is the fedora.
His music career as well.
Yeah,
we've explored the music career. Jimmy Fallon had him on the all-class, all-ethical. He's got a lot of juice.
Yeah, he had him on 10 minutes before the end of the show, JD in a straight shot.
And he is one of these rich white guys that loves the blues and does wear fedoras. There. And by the way, this is apparently a cover song. So Jimmy Fallon had the owner of the Knicks on to do a cover song. And then he got up and he went, yay! If the network makes you have him on, have him on. And I'm not saying you have to dog on them, but you don't come on and spaz out after they're done playing. You just go, thanks, appreciate it, have a good night. That's all. I don't think you did anything wrong.
Why can't he take Green Day down in the subway again and then insert himself into the performance? That was good.
Yeah. Hey, I got one of the biggest bands in the world to play in a subway platform. I'm going to get onto the, I'm going to play the tambourine.
How do we remember that? It was like 2 years ago and it still pisses me off.
Because he should have said, oh, wow. Remember when the Beastie Boys did Check It Out, walking through Manhattan, and then came into the David Letterman studios?
And Letterman joined him out on the street and started rapping along? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, he didn't do that. What he did is it became an iconic performance because it was cool that the Beastie Boys were walking through Manhattan live rapping.
And Letterman sat behind his desk and watched it and enjoyed it?
Well, I wouldn't know because he's not on TV during any of it. See, that's you got him to do something. Like, oh, wow, this is amazing. You got the biggest band in the country to come down, or, one of the biggest bands in the world, to come down and busk at the subway. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's odd and cool. Like, it shows a degree of power that you have to get them to do that. And then he goes, oh, no, it doesn't count unless I'm in it. Which, wouldn't it... Honestly, put yourself in that situation. If they were like, hey, dude, Green Day's willing to do anything. And you go, and someone comes up with the idea, and then you go, all right, let's have them go down and busk at the subway, play for the people at the subway. And then they go, oh, yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good idea. And you go, yeah. And they go, why don't you go in and play tambourine? What would you say?
If Billy Joe Armstrong asked me to go and play tambourine with him, I would still say no.
Yeah.
No, it's you guys. It's your band. It's your show. That's what makes it cool.
Unless the whole bit...
Me being there is going to immediately detract from it.
Unless it was like a bit where it was funny that they were letting you play and it was like this long thing that like led up to you playing with them and you had never played the instrument or something. Entertainment. Like an angle. Comedy on a comedy show. Now you got me all sidetracked and pissed. I can't stand Jimmy Fallon. All right, here we go.
His band was called J.D. and the Straight Shot.
Yeah.
They were sort of an Americana band. There was a fiddle involved. There was an upright bass involved.
Heaven forbid that the devil gets word. Better find a church.
And, because of Dolan's many connections in the music and entertainment businesses, they would go on the road and open up for the Doobie Brothers and Don Henley.
Oh, those can be rough crowds. I mean, you go open up for the Doobie Brothers in 2025. You're really angling for it. Not great. All right.
Oh, I mean, Jim Dolan, for those not familiar with from whence he comes.
Like a Public Enemy Anthrax situation. You just don't know. The crowd could turn on you.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no barrier between you and the audience. It's like a turnstile show. I mean, there's kids all over the place. I mean, you can't keep the kids away from Michael McDonald.
Don Henley.
It's like how many people do you think die during a Don Henley show? Not because of anything that happens in the crowd, just because they die.
Right.
That's almost a Billy Joel level of obligation that people feel to go see Don Henley. I can't imagine that's an enjoyable experience.
Son of Charles Dolan, this cable television tycoon who built an empire, a sports and television empire.
Yeah, this is a sprawling media empire that James Dolan came into. And, for a lot of years in New York was kind of like a punchline.
Yeah. Here's the Nepo baby fail son that fans chant about.
Yeah.
Sell the team, you know, asking for him to somehow be fired, which is functionally impossible because he is, again, the owner of the team.
All right, so the story is that Dolan's pretty unpopular in New York.
Yes.
And they want him to sell the team. So does he, go to his friends and go I wish that I didn't have to deal with these kinds of things? Or does he get very petty? Well, let's find out.
What we're here to talk about is how he's gone from Nepo baby fail son to big brother.
Madison Square Garden, nice to have you here.
Thanks, Rosanna.
So what is going on with facial recognition and the policy that you have?
Well, look, facial recognition, right, is just a technology, right? I mean, when I walked into the studio, right, did you recognize my face?
I did.
Facial recognition, right? So, I mean, technology just makes you better at it, right? The real issue that's going on...
I just love that as a summary.
It's incredible.
AI could never give you what James Dolan just gave you. Do you recognize this face?
Hey.
Boom, facial recognition.
Yeah. Also, does AI wear a scarf like that? No.
Never. Could AI ever look like Joris Costanza at a flea market? No.
Come on.
I like that. Is that, you know how you can launch a nuclear bomb? How someone has the power to do that? It's just like that, but a computer.
Yeah.
That thinks on its own is autonomous from human connection. That's now that you explain it that way. Yeah, it's just like a human but a computer.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes it way worse. Thanks. It's like a computer with no soul or morals. Right. It's like a person, rather.
But in terms of the guys with the earpieces who are taking orders from the top.
This is at Madison Square Garden.
How do we explain the mechanics of the security state in terms of Eversole and Dolan then telling these other employees what to do?
So 5 years ago, it's May 5th, 2021, Dolan fires the president and the GM of the Rangers. And so we got excerpts of an encrypted group chat of Madison Square Garden security and of Eversole and his team.
The name of this group chat is Top Flight Security.
That's right.
What the MSG security crew on this group chat are concerned with is something quite different.
Yeah.
It's what happens in the third period after the Capitals take a significant lead.
Yeah. So, okay, here's Eversole. 9:22, just heard a sell the team. Any idea who screamed it?
I'm near 101. Didn't hear it.
9:24 p.m. Now Dolan sucks. Where is it?
All of Section 109 now. Section 110.
So they are out.
Started by two guys on far left. One blue Rangers jersey, one white shirt. Both sell the team and Dolan sucks. Another guy responds. Have, name redacted, and paid detail, do it. No one else. Discreet and professional. Section 110.
9:30 p.m. Moving back to suite. Be ready. Get those guys out.
What's so illuminating about this group chat is what really gets these guys sent into what feels like red alert status.
Yeah.
I mean, they have something like a protocol for when they hear sell the team or Dolan sucks.
Yeah, which is you're supposed to forward the suck chanters information to the intelligence team for what are called workups.
So we should say the group chat continues. We're now 11 minutes later.
Yeah.
And a member of Top Flight Security writes, forwarded the IDs to the intel team for workups.
Then Eversole says, thankin'?
That is seemingly a typo or, again, a sophisticated code name.
Or thank you. And then load in facial.
And yeah, load in facial in this particular context presumably refers to the security team now using the facial recognition technology to flag the fans in question.
And then we can do the workups during business hours. So this was a big part of the Madison Square Garden security operation, which is anybody that was on a perceived enemies list would get sort of a open source dossier built on them, would get their social media postings scraped. There's a number of databases that can do criminal records checks, that can do property records checks, that can see what they've said in the media, and they would get what was called a quote-unquote workup.
Okay, so basically if you do an innocuous chant that, you know, not vulgar, that is making fun of James Dolan, they will not only kick you out of the building, they will scan you and check all your personal information and keep you out forever.
And then do a workup on you in the office the next day.
Which is a bold strategy for someone who basically for an entertainment business that relies on ticket sales. It's how, like, you have a lot of hubris. Like, I understand that Madison Square Garden tickets are very expensive. It's very hard to get in Knick games and Ranger games. But you do need an audience and you do need a crowd. It's, you know, supply and demand. And if you start doing this to people, you're like actively targeting your audience as criminals. Like, you're targeting them as adversaries, people that paid to get into your building to consume your product on a regular basis. It's not even like a one-off thing. This is someone that you would hope comes back numerous times a year and spends tens of thousands of dollars, and you're actively ridding yourself of these people. It's a bold strategy for a business requiring people to pay for entertainment.
It's just hard to believe that, you know, that guy, that evil, technologically masterminding this assault on his customers is also this guy.
Heaven forbid that the devil gets word. Better find a church.
Yeah. Same guy.
Better find a church.
Same guy.
He stinks. All right. Tom Caron is going to join us in just a moment to talk about the Red Sox. You've been aggravated since we turned the mics on.
I don't know what it is. I don't have time to think about that right now.
Pleasure and Hardy.
It's ridiculous.
The Sports Hub.
Tom Caron is a studio host and broadcast announcer, as you know, from Nesson. And he joins us once a week. Tom Caron, hello, sir.
Good morning. How are we doing?
We were doing well, and the Red Sox are coming off a sweep of the Tigers. And talk about what happened with Valdez and all the nonsense with him getting suspended and everything. Can you kind of take us through that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple things to look at. One is the most runs he'd ever given up. And the backstory to it is they had really used up the bullpen on Sunday and Monday. So he'd already given up 8 runs. They throw him back out there for the 4th inning. Just kind of, dude, you got to wear it. The bullpen needs a rest. And, first pitch, Contreras absolutely demolished his ball, the longest home run hit by a Red Sox hitter this year. And then does the javelin throw of the bat, and so there's emotion. 2 pitches later, Abreu hits a line drive home run to right field. And so the very next pitch is the first 4-seam fastball he throws all night, and it's between the shoulder blades of Trevor Story. So there's obviously intent. Even after the game, A.J. Hinch, who got suspended for a game, kind of backed off and said, yeah, we didn't really like how he handled that and how we're out there. So, the next day, the viral story of the Red Sox kind of looking into his glove and signaling, I mean, that probably was, that happened. It happens all the time. I mean, that's as old as the game itself. So if he's pissed about that, that's his problem. But just it's bad luck for the Red Sox. Listen, they all came out quick. I always say you want to get the temperature of a team. Is half the team running out on the other field while the other half slowly comes up the steps, or are they all getting out there? And they all get out there pretty quick. So yeah, I don't know. I hate picking turning points when you've got 100+ games to play because who knows where it goes. But it was a good moment. It was a good series. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I can't believe it was even a point of discussion for anybody about, number one, A, whether it was intentional, the pitch, or B, whether, Tom, it can be a rallying point, because it can be. And I think you make a good point. Like the way a team responds, even if it's going to be a fake baseball fight, are they all coming out there? Are they all doing their part? Now, do they all come out there if they're in the midst of, getting swept in another series? Does it help the fact that, they had won a couple and they were, I think, leading at that point in the game? Probably. But yeah, let's say this marks, some kind of moment for this team. Does Chad Tracy have anything to do with it? Has he managed to get these guys to I don't know, have a little bit of...
It's Tracy magic, just like Morgan magic.
Not Tracy magic, but does he have anything to do with it, or are they just playing better?
They're playing better. I don't think it hurt. I thought it was interesting, right, that Contreras said they were a little looser after Cora got let go, and a lot was made about that. When he said that, I took it as... When you've got a manager on the hot seat, you think he's going to get fired, you're tight, you're trying to, you're not thinking about saving his job, but it's hovering over the team. Once a guy gets fired, that's gone. There's no more tension about saving Cora's job because you didn't do it. And so, maybe there's something to that. We've seen a couple of little things that I think are Tracy, influences. Now, Anthony's out, but he's batting third, and Duran's been batting first every day. He's got 3 home runs in the last week. I think Duran's a good leadoff hitter. I think he gives him energy. I think he should. I think I said that to you guys a couple of weeks ago. Put this guy at the leadoff spot. Leave him in there for a while. Let him find his mojo again. And Tracy's done that. He seems to handle the bullpen a little bit differently. Jake Bennett, who goes tonight, let him finish that 5th inning, even though it was a career high in pitches thrown. He let him get through the inning. He tends to bring a reliever in earlier than courted. Like, he will get a guy in for the final out of an inning and then pitch the whole next inning, try to, get 3 guys to go 4 innings instead of 4 guys. I think that's interesting. And then, I thought the second run last night, a really shallow sacrifice fly with Narvaez, who's a catcher and not real fast at third base, but Chad Epperson sent him. And he had told me, I've known Chad a long time, and Epi said, I'm going to be really aggressive as a third base coach. So I think that was the first time you saw maybe a little influence of a different third base coach last night. So there's little things. I mean, it's, but the team, listen, last night, if you'd have told me in spring training, how is this team going to win games? They're going to do it like last night. They only got 4 hits, but they got a couple key hits. They got really good pitching from Sonny Gray in the bullpen, and they got terrific defense. And it's fun to watch the defense because it's been a long time coming. The defense is finally playing well.
Explain why the defense is playing well, because this team was terrible defensively last year, and they were terrible at the beginning of the season, too.
Yeah, although the beginning of the season, John, I think they were better than it looks. They just made a lot of errors, which is a bad look, but they were
Wait, stop. That was a truly remarkable sentence,
yeah,
Tom.
I know.
What? Explain that.
2026. Well, I mean, the metrics show that they were making above average plays. No, I mean, this is the problem. The problem they had in April is they were making above average plays, but booting the easy plays. So when you ask me what changed, they're making the routine plays finally, and that's what they weren't doing in April. They were I think up near the top, if not first, in turning double plays at the beginning of the year. They were actually range wise, they were getting to more balls than most infields. We know the outfield's good. The outfield's been good for a while. The infield's been a mess, but Story was throwing them away. Durbin was throwing them in the dirt. They've cleaned that up. So the routine plays have come along now, and right now, by most measurements, they're the best infield defense in baseball.
One other question. It has to do with leadership other than the manager. I mean, you saw after the Framber Valdez hit by pitch with Trevor Story, Wilson Contreras charges out of the dugout and is screaming. Is Contreras a leader on this team, or is he just that guy that's kind of fun to watch be excitable?
Can you be C, all of the above? I mean, I think he's becoming a leader on this team because they need more adult voices in the room, right? Like there's been a void, this Story, and when Story's going good, he's got that platform, but when you're struggling, you got to deal with your own stuff. And Contreras is a leader in a lot of ways. I mean, his rookie year, he won the World Series with the Cubs. He's been in this game a long time. And they need a guy to lead the way. But he's also, I mean, you talk to some other guys on other teams, they don't like him. He's a guy who annoys you as an opponent. And those guys are like you're kind of hinting towards, those guys are usually out on their own. So this guy is both. Like, he's the annoying guy for other teams to face who's a leader in your clubhouse. And yeah, that's all right. I mean, if that becomes your personality, that's not bad. This team could use a little bit of that.
Okay, so not to rain on everyone's parade, but the AL East, the Yankees are awfully good. And they're only going to get better. What are the real, as we've reached this point in the season, we're over a month in, how do you see the AL shaping up? Do you see the Yankees running away with the East and then it's just a fight for a wild card? How do you see it right now?
Yeah, that's exactly how I see it right now. I mean, just sort of, you concede the division for now. I mean, who knows where they go with injuries, whatever. But the Yankees, I think, are going to run away with this thing, but that's okay. It's about making the playoffs. It is amazing that you look up this morning and they're a game and a half out of a wild card spot.
Right.
They're a game and a half. I mean, do you know this morning there are 2 teams in the American League with winning records? It's insane.
Yes,
I mean,
it's the Yankees and Tampa,
and both,
right?
And Tampa, who's coming into town tonight. But it's crazy that there's so much, and I don't know that it's mediocrity. I just think they're beating up on each other, And you look at a team, Toronto looked like they were getting their act together when they kicked the Red Sox butt. And now they've lost 4 in a row. So teams are going on ebbs and flows. I've told you guys, listen. I look back on last season. Last year's team was pretty much a 500 team all year that had a 10-game winning streak, right? And that 10-game winning streak essentially puts you in the playoffs. So you need 2 good weeks. Now, right now, you've been essentially a 500 team with a 2-8 run. So you got to dig out of that. That's a whole different story. But, in today's baseball with the 3 wild cards, you got to be good enough to be in a position to make, 1 good week, 2 good weeks of baseball count. So, yeah, for the Red Sox, it's all first, the first step is 500. Get to 500. And if you're 500, you're in the wild card race. Doesn't matter where the Yankees are. If you make the playoffs, who knows what can happen.
Yeah, the Central is a joke this season, and I don't know what's going on with Seattle, but the West is even worse.
That's been really
Central.
weird. Seattle struggling here at the start.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to.
Nope.
I mean, this is a big surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought the Astros were going to be better than that.
Yes.
They're awful.
They're awful, yeah.
Toronto's had a lot of injuries. I still think they're going to be a good team when they get everybody back. I think they'll go on a run. I thought Detroit was really good. Now, Skubal out for 2 months. That's a whole different story. I mean, that completely changes. And Framber Valdez, he's a good pitcher, but man, even for teammates, he's got to be a hard guy to like.
Yeah, that's
he did the whole thing last year when he crossed up his catcher and threw it at him intentionally, and that's a jerk move.
I was wondering how the Tigers got him so easily. Why Houston was willing to just kind of walk away from him, and then I guess this is why, is because he's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and I was wrong because he's a guy I was calling for. When they got Suarez at the time, I was even like, I don't know, man. Valdez is pretty good, but to your point, you know why? You wouldn't want him on your clubhouse. I mean, he's a good pitcher. There's no doubt about that. But man, when anything goes wrong with him, he really becomes a pain in the ass in the clubhouse, and especially if it was on this team right now, as young and impressionable as they seem to be, that'd be a bad fit.
Yeah, if you're a pitcher that is able to get under the skin of everyone on your team, it's not an easy thing to do. You're pretty removed.
Hey, you're only once every 5 days.
Well, yeah, and
otherwise
also
you're in the corner there.
I mean, yeah, you're kind of.
I mean, that was the old line about Kurt Schilling when he was in Arizona, right? He's every fifth day he's a horse, the other four he's a horse's ass. So and that was
all the players that I've talked to, Tom, that played with Schilling were huge fans of his. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's doing the Car Shield commercials now. Good for him.
You're out of line.
So is every other player in baseball. I don't know if you watch these out of town games. Like we get the Marcelo Meyer Acting Academy, but if you watch these games around the rest of baseball, like Nick York is doing one in Pittsburgh.
Oh my God!
It's unbelievable.
Well, obviously budget constraints. Wow. Yeah. So there's something going on.
You bum.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
right. Yeah. They just went who will do this for $50? And then they found a guy.
Free Car Shield for life.
Yeah. Who hits a lot of rocks? All right, Tom Caron, watch him on NESN. He's the best. Great studio show. Tom, thank you as always.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it. There you go. Tom Caron. Interesting times for the Red Sox. Yeah, the Tigers in a bit of a situation here, considering three of their starting five pitchers are hurt, and then one suspended.
And we said this at the beginning of the season. Everybody is going to beat up on each other. All it takes is one quick spurt of good play, and you're in contention. Like that 10-game winning streak got them in the playoffs last year. We just went through. There are two really good teams in the American League right now. And even though you're 5 games under 500, if you can somehow get yourself to 500 by winning 4 or 5 out of the next 6, here you are. You're right there, despite the terrible April.
Well, the thing is that if you're a wild card team, you should be able to have some success in the playoffs with the rotation that you cobbled together.
That's right.
So, yeah, a lot of mediocrity in baseball right now. A lot of teams that were supposed to be really good, not living up to those expectations in both leagues. I will give you the example of Philadelphia and San Francisco in that National League, who are both atrocious, and no one saw that coming. Unless something's going on with San Francisco I was unaware of. I did not think they were going to be 14-23. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines. It's never changed. It's never changed. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's just never good. It wasn't funny the first time.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports.
I was told I need to have more oxygen in my eyeballs. I was wearing my contact lenses too much. I went to the optometrist to get a new prescription. I also have to put a hot compress on my eyes for 5 minutes every other day to open up clogged glands that produce oils, essential for eye health. And so now I have these glasses on, and I can see distance without them, but I can't really read with them on, but I can read with them off. So it's a dance, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a dance.
Yeah. I find myself reading, wearing them more and more, like going back and forth, but I also I had them strategically placed around the home.
Oh, these are readers. See, these aren't readers. These are for so I can see. I'm nearsighted.
Oh.
So these are so I can see from distance.
Oh.
Yeah, I can read like there's no tomorrow up close with these off. You give me anything.
Yeah.
But distance, I can't see what hat he's wearing to co-op some fan base today.
No, it's legit.
It's a red. I thought it might have been a C.
No,
that's how badly I can't see.
No.
I thought it might have been Cleveland had. Maybe you had been to Cleveland recently.
Have you been a spectacled person your entire life, John Wallach?
Ever since middle school.
Yeah, that tracks.
Tried the contacts when I was younger. For some
they were
reason.
made of wood back then.
Yeah, I had trouble
like
fitting
George
them in.
Washington's.
Yes. So no, it irritated my eyes. Didn't take hated contacts. So always glasses.
You never went back. You never tried again.
I have not tried in 25 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many times did you try? Did you really try? Or
I tried for about a month. Does that count as really trying?
Yeah. I just wondered if you put them in and you couldn't stand putting them in or something. And then
first time it's always really
weird.
weird.
Of course, you're touching your eyeball.
Yeah, but no, I got to the point where it didn't freak me out and it just was irritating, so I stopped.
It's the optometrist had me take out my contacts, and then there was so much pressure. I was having a lot of trouble keeping it together to get them out of my eye and into the eyeglass case. I lost one of them. It landed in the sink, and like a fool, I took it out of the sink and tried to clean it. You said, "Oh no, that went in the sink."
Nope.
But you can't wear that one.
Nope.
And I went, "You got me, check." And then I thought of how boring to be an optometrist. That you're alone all day, and people come in and you do the same thing over and over and over again.
Better or worse? Better, worse, same. Better, worse, same.
He was leading me too. He was like, "This one's probably not as good," and I'm like, "Now, I mean, you're trying to get me to squeak."
They mess with you on those things too. Sometimes they'll throw the same one up there twice in a row just to see if you're a stupid liar.
But Hardy, that's people abusing the system and going in to get prescriptions they don't need. I mean, they go in there and they'll fake any kind of like.
Well, when they're
problem.
doctor shopping, they're just trying to get as many forms of eyewear as they can.
And they know that the government's cracking down on lenses. So, I mean, it's a whole thing. It's like when you do 1-800 contacts and you order lenses and they're saying your prescriptions run out. And you're like, okay, so what? what am I going to do with these contacts? Like, what do you think I'm going to sell them on the black market? Like, I'm going to put 5 in at a time. Like, your prescriptions run out. Big deal. And then they have you. I did it at the gym one time. They have you, if you don't have your prescription, they have you do an eye exam with your phone, which is asinine. Like, it's just, oh wow, yeah, okay. Why won't you just give me my I guess it's to ensure people don't get the right prescription so they're not bumping into each other.
You know, with my son, his first eye exam, I was with him at his annual, and they were having him do the eye chart. And I realized, we haven't read to this one like we did the first one. Constantly.
You skipped the second one, yeah.
And he's in there at probably 4 years old or something, and they're asking him to do the eye chart. I'm like, oh boy, I don't know if he knows all these letters. I think we got through about F, but maybe G. But there he gets down to the MNOPZ line. I'm like, I think he can see that all right. We're just not great with the letter work.
We're not great with the English language.
Yeah,
maybe you want to try some other method like numbers.
The pediatrician looked at me.
Is that a 7? Oh yeah, that's a 7.
He said, "Well, you should have told me first." Well, I didn't know. I didn't know we were going to be doing this today. Well, let's just skip this part. He can see fine. Let's go. I got to take time.
Let's
move this.
That also tracks.
Yeah.
It's always golf with this guy.
Yeah.
Golf over all else. Golf over human emotion.
What do you look forward to in your day?
Sleep.
See, that's not enough.
Just when it's over.
That's not. I got a calendar that I'm marking days off for.
And they're like, get rid of another day.
To what?
Life expectancy.
Yeah.
No, they're like, what are you marking off? I don't know. To what? We'll see. Something's going to happen. Just marking it off until we figure it out. What I'm marking it off for is going to Bruno Mars in Detroit. Is what's going on.
You still keeping track of the ticket prices?
I bought. I pulled the trigger.
Oh, you bought? You bought? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little over what I wanted to spend, but it's not insane.
Okay.
Because they were getting cute with some of the prices. I think this might be one of those things where people weren't moving, and they were asking some people were asking for $1,000.
Where in the building did you wind up?
So I don't want to be in general admission with her because I don't want to stand there all day with her, and she wants to get early and get merch and stuff. So I got tickets on the side, close to the stage on the side where there's stadium-style seating so you can at least sit.
Yep.
Because, Bruno Mars, I'm excited to see. I think it will be a good performance. At least there's instruments, which is all you can really ask for. Instruments. Monty, John, you'll like this. Monty, go ahead.
Hey, guys. So John has a different type of eye test that his doctor does on him. It all takes place outside, and he has to be able to identify different, rodents as they run by to make sure that he could see well. So, like a squirrel, a prairie dog, rabbits, that kind of stuff. And also, he doesn't wear contacts because they get really dried out under that falconry hood when he's trying to focus. So that makes things a lot more difficult for him.
All right. Well, he doesn't wear the hood in here, which is probably why he's all over the place.
But the leather serves as a drying agent, and you really can't get that in close proximity to the contact. That makes sense.
I'm a leather boy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Leather boy.
Prairie dog.
Yeah.
Varmint.
Dinner. All right. We'll be back.
Mouse.
Everyone's got Jaylen Brown fever. There's all kinds of theories that I can't figure out where they're coming from. But nonetheless, we have more audio from the man himself. We'll be back in just a moment.